Hey super friends, Jason Inman here, and I just want to tell you about some of my cool experiences down at San Diego Comic-Con 2017. Not only did I get to do some cool DC All Access stuff down there, and also debut my first comic book Jupiter Jet, but I also spent some time with some cool peeps over at the Hoopla digital booth. Now, I have talked about Hoopla several times on this channel, and it's a simple fact. It's because I love them, because they're the way that you get to read comic books for free, and all you need is a library card. Of course, you can do that at hoopladigital.com. Now, down there at San Diego Comic-Con, I did a presentation at the DC booth with my Hoopla friends to tell the masses about Hoopla Digital, and I thought about all you people on the internet that watch my videos every single day. I really appreciate you, first off. Hey, thanks for showing up. But second of all, if you weren't there, you didn't get to hear it. So I want to kind of recreate San Diego Comic-Con for you through all the comic books that you can read right this single moment on Hoopla Digital. So first off, the presentation started at the DC booth. So here are some of the DC Rebirth collected titles that were talked about at San Diego Comic-Con and are on Hoopla Digital. Let's start off with the Teen Titans Rebirth Collected Edition. That's where Damian is leading the Teen Titans and is written by the amazing Benjamin Percy. It's actually a really fun book. Introduces Aqualad. Justice League versus Suicide Squad. This was the first event of DC Rebirth, written by Joshua Williamson, personal good friend of mine, and also I got to interview him at the con, so that's totally San Diego Comic-Con worthy. Wonder Woman Year One. Now this is drawn by the amazing Nicholas Scott, and if you're a big fan of the Wonder Woman movie, you're really gonna enjoy this book. Superman Volume 2. It's all about the Super Sons. Enough said. Deathstroke Volume 2. Deathstroke is one of the best comic books being published by DC right now, and the fact that it's free is criminal, just like Deathstroke. Now the fun thing about all these DC Rebirth Collected Editions is that the day they show up in comic book stores, they're on Hoopla Digital. That's right, you don't have to go to the comic book store anymore. You can just go straight to your iPad or your phone, however you want to consume or read or whatever badly pronounced word that I can't say, you consume your comic books on Hoopla Digital. Also, every single year at San Diego Comic-Con, they do these awards. They're called the Eisners. They are for comic book professionals, writers, artists about the best comic books of the year. And also, there are some Eisner-nominated books and Eisner winners now on Hoopla Digital that you can read. How about check out Dark Knight by Paul Dini? It's about the experience of how he was mugged while he was working on Batman the Animated Series. You can also check out The Wicked and the Divine by Kieran Gillen. Also, Love is Love, the amazing anthology put together by Mark Andraco featuring a page co-written by me and Ashley Victoria Robinson. It won an Eisner for Best Comics Anthology, so I'm sort of connected to an Eisner. So feel that Eisner love while reading it through your app. There are also lots of indie comics out there that were featured at San Diego Comic-Con. You're walking around San Diego Comic-Con and you see the tables for the smaller publishers, and they're sort of connected to movies. Well, here are some of them that are available to read right now. You can check out James Bond Hammerhead, a great James Bond story written by Andy Diggle. There's also Jughead, if you're a big fan of Riverdale. You can also read Fight Club 2, which is the comic book sequel to the Fight Club movie. And also, you can read Preacher, all of the amazing Vertigo Preacher series, written by Garth Ennis and drawn by the late, great Steve Dillon, based, which is the basis, actually, for the AMC TV show, is all on Hoopla. Seriously, one of my favorite ongoing series of all times. If you have not read it, this is your chance to read it for free on Hoopla Digital. Now, also at San Diego Comic-Con, around the edges of all the comic book publishers, are lots of vendors selling Golden Age comics. They're selling them for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, they got like Superman 0 and Superman 1 and Superman 3. Apparently the booth that I went to only sells Superman. But you don't have to go to these booths anymore, because you know what? On Hoopla Digital, there are amazing Golden Age omnibuys of these DC characters, like Superman the Golden Age Volume 1. This includes Action Comics #1, Justice League of America Volume 1, and Batman Volume 2, which has some amazing Bill Finger stories between Batman and Robin. Plus, don't forget about The Last Days of the Justice Society, which is just a cool book. It's not really a Golden Age book, but I really enjoy it, so I wanted to put it in there. Also, one of my favorite memories from San Diego Comic-Con this year was that I was able to get an Invincible action figure. It's something I've been searching for quite a long time. And fun fact I found out today, all of Robert Kirkman's Invincible is available on Hoopla, so I know what I'm going to be reading this weekend, the entire series. So it's not just comic books on Hoopla Digital. You can also watch movies, you can also read actual prose books, you know, the ones that don't have pictures, and you can listen to soundtracks, including the John Williams Superman the movie soundtrack. Hoopla has it all. So you may be asking me right now, what if my library doesn't participate in Hoopla? Well, please ask your library to participate because it's such a great program, and that just means your library is keeping comic books from you. But all you need really is a library card. If you don't have a library card, please go get a library card. Every citizen of the United Federation of Planets and the future needs a library card. You can simply go to your phone or your iPad or any kind of digital device and download the app through the Apple Store or the Android Store, or you can just read the stuff straight through hoopladigital.com. Seriously, it's available everywhere you want to read it. And if you read it on your phone, you can do this cool little thing called Action View, which actually zooms in to all the panels, lets you see the artwork a little bit closer. Now, I do have to tell you that this is a sponsored video by Hoopla, but that really doesn't matter because I use Hoopla literally every day. If you know about my podcast, Geek History Lesson, I have to research so many characters where I'm telling you about Superman and the Justice League and the Avengers and stuff like that. And Hoopla Digital is one of the apps, one of the tools that I use to research for Geek History Lesson because it's an amazing resource. It's an amazing tool to have access to that many comic books. So even if they didn't sponsor this video, I seriously would talk about this product over and over and over because Hoopla is just so simple, cool, and amazing. So please go check out Hoopla at hoopladigital.com. If you see me at the next con, please tell me if you're going to use Hoopla. Tell me if I hooked you up with some free comic books because I want to be able to talk about Deathstroke Volume 2. Seriously, when you get to the scene between Wintergreen and Slade Wilson, you're going to know what the scene is. I want you to go to hoopladigital.com, read that scene, come tell me about that scene, and then we can come gab about Deathstroke. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Jason Inman, and I'll see you around the multiverse.